Update.
You better get fired up.
Started that one off well. All right, guys, we're going to get into a weekly market update that we do. We do it every single Wednesday at 12:30. If you guys want to get an update, maybe you're thinking about selling in the future, maybe you're thinking about buying, you've got some concerns, whatever it is, I hope to deliver to you in maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes a week an update that will make you feel comfortable and confident in what's going on in the market. I'll tell you, rates have kind of stayed where they're saying where they've been over the last couple of weeks, give or take maybe a half a point, but we're seeing the Fed is coming out. They're going to raise rates, or maybe they already raised them here. If they haven't, they're going to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours. But that will likely, not always and not necessarily right away, but likely over time impact rates, right? So keep an eye on that. I'm going to share my screen as I do every week, and I want you to be able to see what I'm seeing. We're going to look right at the MLS. So what you guys are seeing right now, this is the MLS. Okay, this is what we as realtors have access to, and we get all the data we need on different properties on the market. I'm going to view the map here. You can see here are the 1,475 listings that are currently on the market. When I go to type and look at single family only, last week I want to say we had, was it 1,291? So you can see it's gone up a little bit. We're at 1,301, but the amount of inventory that's on the market is kind of plateaued here. It was skyrocketing. Once the end of March came around, it was skyrocketing. It hit, now like that 1,300 range, and it's kind of stayed steady. Is it going up a little bit? Yeah, but not nearly as much as it did in the previous 6 months. So now you can see the 1,301 listings that we've got out there. Now, we looked at some different things last week. This week, I want to get into that 5 to 750 range, right? Because what I'm seeing is properties that are in the, I'll call it the first-time homebuyer range, maybe that 3 to 450 range. Those properties are still selling. Has it cooled? It's cooled, but not nearly as much as that 500 to 750 range. And the more you go over 750, the more it's impacted even more so than that, right? This is my guess, but my guess is that the reason behind that is if you're in the 3 to 450 range, you're probably buying because you just got a divorce, or you just had a kid and you need more space. You just got a new job, whatever it is. And it's a either must purchase situation, or it's a I really want to purchase situation, right? When you're looking at people in the 5 to 750 range or even higher, a lot of those people don't have as many must purchase situations. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It just means as a percentage of the total sales, it happens less the higher you go, right? The more money you've got, the more options you've got. It's just the way money works, right? Money is literally paper opportunity. So those people don't necessarily have to move, especially at a given time, at the same percentage as someone in that 3 to 450 range. That's what I'm saying with that. So you'll see that in some stats from last week. So this week I want to see what does that 5 to 750 range look like. So we're going to come in, again, we're going to come into Port St. Lucie, and I'm going to look at single family homes only, meaning we're taking out condos and townhouses. And I'm going to look at homes that are listed first, and then I want to show you what I'm guessing is going to be a drastic disparity between listed homes and homes that have actually sold in the last 30 days. So we've got 296 homes available in that 500 to 750 range in Port St. Lucie. You can see on the map over here, it's all over the city, right? Now, there is a lot on the west side over here, predominantly in PGA, in Tradition. You've got some on the south side down by Becker, some up here in Torino, but really they're all over the place. So there's no like sole place where you're going to find these homes in this upper end price range. By the way, right now, the average sales price in Port St. Lucie's hovering right around that 4 to 405 range. So coming down here, we've got 296 that are available. Let's look at the list here. And what I want to do is a couple things. So we're going to look at the list price per square foot. And out of 296, man, what's the middle of that? Be 150 minus 2 is 148. So let's come to the 148th property in order from list price per square foot, highest to lowest. You can see it's right here. It's 256. I'm going to write this down. 256.66 a square foot. That is the average asking price per square foot. I'm sorry, that's the median, right? So there's exactly the amount higher than that as there are lower than that. But now let's look up the average. I'm guessing the average is going to be a little bit higher. Not a lot, but a little bit. It is 256.18. Okay, it's almost identical. I'm not even going to write it down because it's almost identical. But you can see of these 296 homes, the average asking price is 587,097. Obviously, the lowest 5 and the highest 750 because those are the numbers that we put in there. And these homes average 2,346 square feet. Now, you can see of the homes that have not sold, these are active listings, they've been on a cumulative days on market of 80 for an average number, right? 80 on average. So now let's come back and I want to look at the same exact thing, but we're going to go solds. Remember, there's 296. We're going to go solds and we're going to go back to 10-2 of 2022. We got 46. So what does that tell me? 296 divided by 46, you've got about 6.4 months of inventory. When you look at the whole market of Port St. Lucie from last month, we had a little bit over 4 months. So you can see, I'm guessing here, we've probably got about 3 months of inventory in that 3 to 450 range. And we've probably got, well, we do have 6.43 months of higher end inventory, right? Which averages out to just a little bit over 4 months of inventory. So when you hear 4 months of inventory, just know that that's a Port St. Lucie average. If you're in the higher end, the lower end, a specific HOA, a townhouse, you've got a pool, you're on the waterfront, whatever it is, really get in or ask your realtor to get in and give you specified, detailed information so you know the exact statistics for that strata of the market, right? So again, in the last 30 days, or I should say, month, we've got, why did I lose it here? 46 sales compared to 296 that are active. That's quite a bit of inventory. It's definitely a buyer's market when you look at that, right? So now let's look at these ones that sold. I'm going to put these in order. They already are in order of list price per square foot. So you can see a couple people did not enter it. Why not? Because they didn't enter square footages. Great. All right. So let's do, instead of the 23rd, we're going to look for the 25th-ish, right? That'll be about the median. So right here, we're at about $244 a square foot. That is $14 less a square foot on average, right? Here's another thing I want to look at. I'm making a guess here. Do I have the year built? I do. I'm betting this is more new construction. Look at this. Of these 46 homes, 15 or roughly 1/3 were built in 2020 or newer, right? 12 of the 46 were built in 2022 or newer. If we go all the way back, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 46, that's less than 20%. 8 were built before 2000. All right. So a lot of this stuff is newer construction. And then when we look at I'm going to do CMA view here. Oh, whoops. Hit the wrong button. I want to see what the average days on market is for sold properties, because these guys have a different strategy. They're marketing their properties at a more aggressive price. They're negotiating a little bit more heavily. So you can see here the sold prices for properties listed between 5 and 750 were between 470 and 735, averaging 561, 835. But again, that's just that strata, that higher level strata, right? They're selling for 98%. And let's even get more detailed on that. Let's go 561, 835 divided by 575, 458. They're selling for 97.6%. So for every $100,000 you're asking, on average, you're getting $2,400 short of that amount, right? So on a $400,000 home, you're going to average getting 390-ish, okay? And the average days on market, cumulative days on market for sold properties, as you can see here on the far right, is 26 days. Way different than 80. So that tells me a couple things. Number one, these properties are probably priced more appropriately, and so they're selling faster, because you can see the sold price per square foot on these averages $238.77. Now, don't take that I would take that with a grain of salt, because you saw there were 3 out of the 46 that had 0. That's going to pull that number down a lot. I would look at that median that I looked at before, which I believe was 244. I think that's a much more appropriate, accurate number. Just because the data wasn't entered incorrectly. But you can see that that is $12 a square foot cheaper on average, right? So people who are more aggressive in their pricing, they're selling in 26 days or less. Those who are not, maybe they're 10, 20, 30 grand over or more, those folks are having a tough time and they're sitting a little bit longer, right? It also tells me that people are more attracted to the lower priced homes. If you've got a home priced at 500, your odds of selling it go up versus a home that's going to be for sale at 700. That's important to understand too. So a lot of great details here, guys. I'm going to keep it short. That's all we're going to go over today. Wanted to give you a great feel for what we've got going on the market. There again, we're seeing that 5 to 750 strata. If you've got guys have any questions, comments, or if you'd like to see something in a future video, right? I do these again every single Wednesday at 12:30. Just let me know what you want. Let me know what your questions are. More than happy to come on and help you guys with those answers. Guys, have an absolutely fired up rest of your week. Take care.